LeBron James misses a fadeaway to close out the third. And there are a couple players on the bench of the Cleveland Cavs that are getting up and are clapping. And they're kind of like talking to LeBron, like, yeah, you missed that one. And I'm watching LeBron bark back at him. And now I know fans would say, why is LeBron James barking back at people? That's petty. He doesn't need to do that. But you have to find ways to get yourself motivated throughout each individual game because there are a lot of games, right? So then LeBron goes up for 21 points in the fourth quarter because that got him to where he needed to be. That's how my mind was always built. What are a series of motivational things that I can find throughout the course of my day that keep me inspired, to keep me hungry, to keep that flame burning, right? Because at the end of the day, you're only chasing after yourself and what goals you want to set for you. But if you don't, you have to set what those targets are in order to keep chasing after, in order to keep fueling that fire, Zubin.
And that's the same thing with Terrific Tom, Tom Terrific, as I like to call him. Whatever that goal is that he wants to reach, that 45 years old, that's a goal to continue to play till he's 45. And in the mix of playing till he's 45, I'm going to collect some more hardware along the way. I'm not going to just be a guy that's on the team because I got a uniform till I'm 45. I'm wearing the logo till I'm 45 years old. No, I'm actually out there kicking your ass till I'm 45.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants to do. And so that's his goal. So everybody's goals are extremely different. Again, you play, because you enjoy the game. It's a fun game to play. But at the same time, there's fulfillment with the things that you have in your foresight that you want to get to and reach.
Yeah, that's a very clear-eyed and macro approach. I would say two things. One about Brady, and then one thing everybody in the audience could, I think, relate to. With Brady, the guests this past week, the guys that have played with him, Benjamin Watson, Matt Castle, they all said Brady needs football. Football is like oxygen to Brady. He needs football, whereas Key just actually literally wanted to breathe, right? So that's kind of the dichotomy when you look at it. Now, here's the other thing I would say about leaving on your own terms. That's the big thing. I've always been amazed how much fans, guys that didn't play, what is Keyshawn's legacy in New York? If it's not that important to Keyshawn, why is it that important to me, right? Michael Jordan is ruining his reputation by going to the Washington Wizards, and Jerry Rice was the fifth receiver on the Denver Broncos, and he got cut. How could Jerry Rice do that to himself? And I'm thinking to myself,
well, actually, I don't mean to cut you off, but actually he made the Broncos.
But Jerry is a fifth receiver, right?
I know, but he did make the team.
He did.
Yeah.
Right? So I look at it and say, listen, if Michael's okay with it, if Jerry's okay with it, then why are we as fans so apoplectic and upset about it? There's something about leaving.
Because fans are always angry at something.
Because you live vicariously through us. I get it.
We buy your jersey.
I understand it. I respect it. I love it. That's why I treat fans with the utmost respect until they become you-know-what holes. Then I got to treat them as such.
We already did one of those this morning.
But I didn't finish. I didn't give you all of it. I said, you know what? But that is how it is. Like Jay mentioned LeBron barking at the fans. I'm going to bark back at a fan, too, if I'm in a game and he's talking trash. That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We're not in physical confrontation. It's just a conversation that I'm having with you.
Right.
But fans will be fans. You know how many times I've been called a bust in my career?
Countless, I would imagine.
I can't even count. Won't you be the number one overall pick, go for damn near 11,000 yards and however many catches and win Super Bowls and do all of that and play with all the quarterbacks that I play with? I'm happy with that, though.
But Key, you know how that goes.
I'm content with that because much like you said, Zubin, I left under my own power to be able to walk.
Very liberating, right?
Hey, man, I'm out. I'm done. I'm going to work for ESPN. Could have continued to play, but I fulfilled my dream and my promise. So why do I need to chase? I don't need to chase. When the longer you play, the more numbers you have. It takes nothing away from those that play long. But we must understand, the longer you play, the more statistics you get. Mm-hmm. Let's not fool ourselves here.
And we're more numbers obsessed than ever.
So I stopped at 11 years with pretty good numbers. Had I played 15 years, I'd have ridiculous numbers. I didn't want to do that to be chasing what? Another ring or a gold jacket just to be able to say, oh, I'm one of the great. No, when I played, I was one of the great ones. I'm not even worried about it. My 11 years that I stepped on the field, I wouldn't trade my career for nobody's in that 11 years.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.